Hey guys, welcome to Dogforge. My name's Paul, and we're continuing our Mordenkainen Presents Monsters of the Multiverse series. This time we're diving into the Genasi. We're going to be tackling the Genasi with one video per race, as they are now more separated than they were previously. And we're going to get into it with a fresh breath of air with the Air Genasi. So we're going to have the standard art from the Genasi, the same old art. Now for the Air Genasi, it actually looks kind of cool, so that's not a loss. Personally, I like to see new art, at the very least, because it's not like they reduce the price of the book based on using art. So, starting off with our ability score increases, this is changed to the boilerplate. You can have a +2 and +1 of your choice, or 3 +1s of your choice. This was different from a +2 Constitution and a +1 Dexterity previously. Genasi were unique in that they were, well, unique at the time, in that they were very heavily Constitution focused, both for their stats and their spellcasting. For languages, you get Common and one that you and your DM agree is suitable for your character and campaign, whereas this was previously Common and Primordial, the mother tongue of all of the elemental tongues. Moving on to lifespan, height and weight. This is going to be just the same as a human essentially, unless we are told otherwise. Now we do have some changes. We are still a humanoid, but we can now choose to be small or medium. This just used to be medium previously. Walking speed is 35 feet. This is an improvement. This was previously just 30. Dark vision out to 60. This is another improvement. Previously only the Fire Genasi had dark vision. Unending breath is exactly the same as it was previously. You can hold your breath indefinitely while not incapacitated. Lightning resistance is what it says on the tin. You have resistance to lightning damage. This is an additional ability. This was also not found previously. And Mingle with the Wind is an updated version of the spellcasting trait that we had previously. You get Shocking Grasp as a cantrip. That is new. There was no cantrip previously. And then starting at 3rd level, you can cast Featherfall with this trait without requiring a material component. And at 5th level, you can cast Levitate, again without a material component. Once you cast either of them, you cannot cast that spell again until you finish a long rest. This is where this also changes. You can also cast either of these spells using spell slots you have of an appropriate level from your class. So this has overall been updated, not just an addition of another spell, but allowing you to cast it with spell slots instead of just the free castings. And you can also choose your spellcasting modifier. This was previously Constitution for the Air Genasi and all Genasi, but now we have Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma of your choice. This is a huge bump for the Air Genasi. It's just so much better. The improved movement speed really does help you feel like you're being carried by the wind. The lightning resistance makes sense, and it's a nice damage buff. Lightning is not going to come up all that often really in combat, but when you're getting a bonus resistance on everything else you already have, it's not to complain about. Adding an additional cantrip can be a help for some caster builds. Overall, I like this change. I do feel a little bit conflicted about losing Constitution as a casting stat. It was not particularly useful that it existed, but it was nice to have that kind of representation. Of course, depending on what you think of it, you can still use the older Genasi. So what should we do with this Genasi? What are they going to be good at? What should we use them for? So let's consider two things. 1, their increased movement speed, and 2, their spellcasting. Now, Featherfall and Levitate are very niche spells, and for Levitate to be any good useful in an offensive capacity, you're going to have a high spellcasting modifier. honestly, what I am gravitating towards for an Air Genasi is a rogue, actually a thief rogue. Can you imagine running around rooftops using your second story work, but when you're being chased by guards or a rival thieves guild, you can just jump straight off of the building you climbed up, feather fall your way down, and then levitate your way up another a sheer building that you wouldn't be able to climb normally, and leave them in the dust. Access to Shocking Grasp is going to be a nice tool to have, and being primarily single attribute dependent or sad, the rogue can afford to have a higher secondary stat in a mental stat of their choice should they wish. This would also work really well on a Swashbuckler, for instance, or if you want to take advantage of the additional castings, then Arcane Trickster. I feel that Rogue is a really good fit for this. However, if you want to lean into the lightning and the stormy nature of the Shocking Grasp, then you can take a Storm Sorcerer with this, or perhaps a Storm Cleric. Overall, very happy with this. Just sad that we didn't get some new artwork. But that's my ramble. What do you think? Are you happy with the new Air Genasi? Do you prefer how it was before? What are you going to use it for if you want to play one at all? Let us know in the comment section down below. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I've been Paul, and I'll see you at the Forge.